All right, fair use, fair use. This video is for educational purposes only. And I want to start by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wahab, Rakakadash, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops, a great millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 men of the Lord you see on the highways and byways, prophesying in the name and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Also in the correct doctrine. Want to send a shalom to the one-third men, women, and children that will escape the judgment of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai by their faith. As you see, Donald Trump posts, I guess that's on X or True Social. It says the whole civilization will die tonight. That's heavy, man. Because if anyone else said that, Kim Jong Un or the Iranians said that, then this would be an uproar for the world, man. But for him to speak like this, he's speaking like he is a god. He has control over a civilization, man. So this is not just a madman speaking. This is the way he truly feels, man. It says the whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. That's man. These are heavy words, man. Because what he's saying, any other person can say it now. He's giving leeway for every other nation to speak the way he's speaking. It says, however, now that we have completely and totally regime change, we are different where different, smarter, and less radicalized minds prevail. Maybe something revolutionarily wonderful can happen. Who knows? We will find out tonight. One of the most important moments in the long and complex history of the world. 47 years of extortion, corruption, and death will finally end. God bless the great people of Iran. So how you gonna bless the great people of a country you said is gonna be destroyed and never to be brought back? And see, when they say 47 years, it makes it seem like this country has only been in power for 47 years, man. Now check out this video. Wait for the play. Let me see if I can bring it back. Now, this right here is gonna set the world on a destruction course if they use the N word, because that is the way he's speaking. No other regular missile or weapon can destroy the civilization the way the N word can. So he is speaking of something bigger and greater than a regular traditional missile or weapon that can destroy a civilization. And let me see if it'll play now.
A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again, says Donald Trump in a post at 8:10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is real. He says, I don't want this to happen, but it probably will. However, now that we have complete and total regime change, maybe something revolutionary will happen. Who knows? We will find out tonight, one of the most important moments in a long and complex history of the world. God bless the great people of Iran as he threatens to wipe out 90 million people. This is no longer about politics. This is a guy that has control of the strongest military in the world that's threatening to genocide 90 million people. People that even don't support the regime. You could have Iranians that don't support the government, and he's going to kill you. You're going to die, as he says. The deadline ends tonight, Tuesday night. I guess all we can say at this point is pray for the people of Iran. Pray that something ceasefire can happen, because this guy is deranged.
That's the question. Is he deranged? Will he do it? Well, his vice president said he will.
If the Iranians are engaged in acts of economic terrorism, so they've got to know we've got tools in our toolkit that we so far haven't decided to use. The President of the United States can decide to use them, and he will decide to use them if the Iranians don't change their course of conduct.
So he's saying he will use them. And this right here was seen a couple weeks ago. And it says nuclear warning, Kuwait issues nuclear safety guidance. No need to panic. Do not leave your home. Seal all your windows. So someone is expecting this N word to be used, man.
نظرا لما تمر به المنطقة من أحداث تستدعي وضع بعض القواعد لضمان السلامة التامة للمواطنين والمقيمين. نود لفت انتباهكم لما يلي.
لا داعي للقلق أو الذعر في حال وجود تسربات إشعاعية في الدول.
These are the Gulf countries are giving a warning to their people to don't panic, seal your windows, because this wind will blow this all over them Gulf countries, man. That wind it blow the radiation all over those countries, man. And this also may, it's not may, but more likely they're giving out those those pills that those radiation pills for their congregation, not congregation, don't think about church, but for their people to take, man, their nation to take. So they are preparing for this to happen because it was already warned it will happen. This is what was told by the UN, the secretary that worked at the UN. And I'm gonna play this video.
Diplomat has resigned, and on his way out, he is saying that he is leaking information that the UN is preparing for a nuclear strike to take place with a conflict that's taking place right now between the United States and Iran. Let's take a look at the latest headlines and let me know your thoughts in the comments here. You can see you're sick to want war. Diplomat accuses the UN of preparing a nuclear strike on Iran, and he has quit his role. Here's another one coming out. All you can see these coming out today, March 30th, 2026. UN diplomat quits, warns of possible nuclear weapon use in Iran. Nuclear attack on Iran, UN diplomat resigns, saying, giving up my career to leak the possible nuke missile strike plan. Nuclear attack on Iran, UN diplomat makes a shocking claim before his resignation. Now, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think that the conflict in the Middle East is going to go the route of nuclear? We've been hearing the warnings. We've been hearing this all the month of March for 2026 since this war began. In fact, take a look here. I actually shared with you just a week ago, worst case scenario. The Middle East nuclear concerns haunt top health officials. The World Health Organization is being vigilant for any kind of atomic threat. The regional director for the Eastern Mediterranean tells Politico, as we're hearing that the World Health Organization has been warning about a potential nuclear attack as well. Here's another one from last week. You can see the date, March 23rd. World Health Organization prepares for nuclear scenario, including weapons use in Iran. So we've been hearing these warnings, and again, let me know your thoughts. Do you think that we're potentially going to be going nuclear here? And a lot of people are concerned about the threat of potential attacks, as we've heard that Iran has showed video clips of them nuking Israel, nuking the United States. We've seen Lego animations that have been put out regarding the conflict in the Middle East. And in addition to that, people are concerned about the threats of potential attacks here in the U.S., as we heard the warnings coming out back in January that if the United States entered into a conflict, regardless of where it was at, the top priority was to protect the homeland because there were threats of potential attacks on U.S. soil. If you're wondering, where are the potential threats? I've covered in detail the various cities and locations in the United States, but take a look at this just in case you were wondering. We're going to be covering experts list 11 items to have if nuclear war happens, and one New York place to totally avoid. Also, in addition to that, a chilling map shows the 4 safest U.S. states in the event of a nuclear war. And again, you can see all these articles coming out March 2026 since we entered into the conflict with Iran. A lot of people are concerned right now about the potential for nuclear attacks.
And then you see that date, it was over a week ago. So this might have been the first threat that DT would made that they would use those N words, man. So this is already planned. This is already seen to happen, foreseen to happen, because the WEO or WF has already seen the scenario. The UN already, the guy came out, the UN had made reference that they was going to use these N words in Iran. So we're here. And if tonight is the night that they take this war to another level, you better be prepared, man, mentally and spiritually, because things are going to get out of control, man. Because you can see that famine will take place, war will ramp up on another level, and also the MOTB would take place, because you're not going to have any goods coming over here. And what little goods they have, they're gonna ration them out, man. And how else could they ration them out how else could they ration them out? But by giving out this MOTB. You see the gas and everything is, man, it's getting to that level, man. So if you're not prepared mentally and spiritually by following and repenting to the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you're doomed, man. Because Esau is a madman. He's showing you that he is the madman. Every other nation on earth hasn't spoke about using this against anybody, but Babylon the Great is saying that they're going to use it against the Persians, man. And you can't tell me that this ain't going to turn into the Battle of Armageddon. And these other nations are not going to be afraid to use theirs against Babylon the Great. So check this out. Same going into the same information.
This is very serious. A diplomat just resigned after claiming the UN is preparing for a possible nuclear weapon to be used in Iran. His name is Mohammed Safa, a Lebanese diplomat, and here's what he had to say. I don't think people understand the gravity of the situation as the UN is preparing for possible nuclear weapon use in Iran. He attached a picture of Tehran showing how densely populated it is, saying, "For you uneducated, untraveled, never served, war hawks, licking your chops at the thought of bombing it. There are families, children, family pets, regular working class people with dreams. You're sick to want war. Tehran's a city of nearly 10 million people. Imagine nuking Washington, Berlin, Paris, London, or beyond, bombed with nuclear weapons. I gave up my diplomatic career to leak this information. I suspended my duties so as not to be a part of or witness to this crime against humanity in an attempt to prevent a nuclear winter before it's too late." Now, when you take into consideration the fact that both the United States and Israel are actively citing end times theology, saying this war is going to lead to the Messiah returning and Armageddon, it becomes even more concerning.
So they noticed this is already planning to be used, man. And I can't say for sure, but the Persians better know that it was planned, because they watching the same thing that we're watching. And these nations, they say things about doing this to Babylon the Great, but they're not going to do it, man. You know what I'm saying? Esau just butthurt when they say it. They butthurt when they say it, man. But they are planning. Esau is actually planning to do this, man. These other nations, they're not crazy in the sense that, you know, as the world thinks, to use that. But this man is who the Lord is coming back to judge, man. He's coming back to judge all the nations, but Esau is in the forefront of the Lord's wrath. And you seeing the Lord is putting him up to the plate for him to swing, man. And the Lord is going to judge him, man, very horrifically. This is Revelations 6 and verse 3. It says, "And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, 'Come and see.' And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth." And this man is going to take peace from the earth, man. There's no peace coming after this, man. It says, "And that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword," man. And see, Esau has that great sword, and he's threatening to use it, man, tonight. This man is threatening to use his sword tonight, man. So you can't say that Esau is not the madman. He's not the terrorist. He's not the one that's causing all the destruction upon the earth. It's Esau, man, the so-called white man. And the Lord warned us, if someone lives by the sword, what's going to happen to him, man? As he told Apostle Peter. This is Matthew 26 and verse 52. It says, "Then said Yahushua unto him, Put up again thy sword into his place." Let me read that again. It says, "Then said Yahushua unto him, Put up again thy sword into his place. For all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword." And see, the sword has a place, man. It's not meant to be used freely. The reason why the Lord told Peter that. New Living, it says, put away your sword. Yahushua told him, Those who use the sword will die by the sword. See that? Those who use the sword will die by the sword. And that's the reason why we know that Esau is slated for destruction, man. Because he's planning on using his sword. And we know the sword is his blessing, man. GNT. Put your sword back in its place. And that's also letting you Blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans know that the sword is not for your usage, man. We're not meant to live by the sword. I mean, you know, in different cases, you know, as in war, you know what I'm saying? But that's Esau's weapon, man. And we can see clearly what the Lord was speaking of now at this time, what that sword was meant for, man. It says, put your sword back in its place. Yahushua said to him, all who take the sword will die by the sword. See that? All that take the sword shall die by the sword. And see, if you take the sword, you're going to die by the sword, man. Because the Lord told us through the scriptures that the sword is not meant to be used recklessly, man. And Esau has been using his sword recklessly. Like he's just a madman out here, just used him because he has the power, man. And that sword gives you power, man. If you ever shoot a gun, you get adrenaline rush, man. You get what you say those that adrenaline rush makes you think you're powerful, man. It gives you that mindset that I can do everything, I can do anything, I can take down anybody with this sword, man. I can take down anybody with this weapon. And so that's why I'm saying that the Lord told Peter, man, put away the sword, man. It ain't meant for us to use it now. See, in the kingdom, we're going to have total authority over all nations, but it wasn't time. This is Genesis 9 in verse 5. It says in the NLT, and I will require the blood of anyone. Let me start at the top. It says, then power bless blessed Noah and his sons and told them, be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth. Drop it down to verse 5. It says, and I will require the blood of anyone who takes in another person's life. See that? I will require the blood of anyone who takes another person's life. And see, this is the covenant the Lord made, man. As you see, power confirms his covenant. And he told Noah and his sons to be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth. But this is what he also said. And I will require the blood of anyone who takes another person's life. If a wild animal kills a person, it must die. And anyone who murders a fellow human must die. If anyone takes a human life, that person's life will also be taken by human hands. For power made human beings in his own image. Now be fruitful and multiply and repopulate the earth. So this is plain, man. This is plain, man. And that's why I got it in the NLT, for you to clearly understand Esau is meant to be destroyed, man. And that's the reason why he's going to be Obadiah 118, man. Because the Lord is going to require that. He's not going to get away with the crimes against the earth, man. This is Genesis 27, and drop it down to verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing? My father bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shall thy live. See that? Thy sword. This was given to him. We just read in Revelation 6 that great sword. So this sword was given to Esau, man, to take peace from the earth. And this was his blessing. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from thy neck, from off thy neck. So Esau is in power, and he has that sword he's using, man. But he's using it recklessly. He's using that sword recklessly, man. Because he feels like he is a god. Because that, like I said, that sword, that weapon, those missiles, that gives, when they see the destruction, they feel invincible, man. Just like you go to the gun range and shoot a gun, you feel invincible. You hear that boom, that pow. It gives you a sense of invisibility, man. That's how Esau's moving in the earth, man. He's invisible now, invincible now, since his weapon is working. And that's those guns, those missiles, those bombs, those ships, those those intercontinental ballistic missiles, man. This has puffed him up with great pride, man, because he sees the destruction and he feels like he's a god over the earth because it's the destruction he can cause, man. This is Psalms 10 and verse 2. It says, "The wicked in his pride doeth not, it's like it doeth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined." See, they're going to be taken in the devices that they have imagined. For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire. See, he boasted of his heart desire to wipe a civilization away, man. That's boasting of his heart desire, man, what his mind is thinking, man. And bless the covetous whom Yahweh Shem Yahushua bore. The wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after power. See, he sees that he is controlling everything, man. He can't see himself being taken down by any other nation, man. And this is the Lord puffing him up with great pride, just like he did in Pharaoh, man. Like he did Pharaoh. But he's doing it again to this modern day Pharaoh, man. It says the wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after power. See, he's not seeking after the Lord. He's not praying to the Lord, trying to get the understanding of what he should do. He's reckless with his sword, man, because that blessing was given to him from Yahweh Shem Yahushua. It says, power is not in all his thoughts. If he does this, he's not thinking the Lord is going to judge him for doing this. He's not thinking that way. But we know it's biblical prophecy. Don't get me wrong. But Esau doesn't know this is biblical prophecy. He thinks he is in control of everything that's going on in the earth, man. The Lord is not in his thoughts. He's not seeking the Lord for counsel. His ways is always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. See, it's out of his sight, man. It says, as for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. See, he's puffing at them because he thinks this is a small country. I got these weapons. There's nothing they can do about it. There's nothing nobody can do about it. If we send an N-word over there, who's going to do something about it, man? He's not looking at the Moab. He's not looking at the Medes, the Russians, the Bear. He's not looking at those nations coming against him because he feels that they're going to be frightened if they use these weapons, man. But that's gonna be his downfall because no one is fearing. No one is fearful as they once was, man. When they dropped the bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, they ain't fearful of that because they have the same weapons. This is Proverbs 14 and verse 12. It says, "There is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death." See, the ways that he's thinking is going to lead him to destruction, man. He thinks that he is the only power source on the earth. But the way he's thinking is going to lead to his destruction, man. This is Proverbs 16 and verse 25. It says, "There is a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death." See, the end is the ways of death. So Esau doesn't understand that this is going to cause his world to end. He think he's setting up an NWO, but this is the way that the Lord is setting him up to basically checkmate him. Because you make this move, it's over with. This is Ecclesiastes 8. We'll start at verse 11. He says, because a sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the hearts of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Though a sinner doeth evil 100 times, and his days are be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear power, which fear before him. See, he does, even though these sins that he's doing is piling up, his days is prolonged. He done did evil 100 times, and the Lord ain't judged him yet. He's planning on dropping the N word, and he feel like the Lord ain't gonna judge me. He's far from above my thoughts. He's far from me. Verse 13, it says, but it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days. See, he's not going to prolong his days. The Lord got a set time for him to rule, and that's it. It's ball game. Neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not before power. See, this man does not fear the Lord, man. He's not fearing before Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. He thinks he is in control. He is in power. So Lord willing, Lord willing, if I'm in it there. Shalom. Shalom.